We're driving along the Natchez Trace, which is a parkway that runs through Mississippi, a portion of Alabama, and into Tennessee, operated by the National Park Service. This is the Tennessee River. Here along the Natchez Trace is the grave of Meriwether Lewis, who died near here in 1809. This is Montgomery Bell State Park. When we used to visit Tennessee back in the 50s, we would come out here frequently to have dinner. It's a rather pretty area. It's prettier, of course, when the trees are green.
Those are exactly what Susie looked like.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Welcome to the South Grand Hotel. Home of the Star. Home of President. Home of the Ducks. And of course, home to our appreciated guests and visitors. My name is Don, I'm the assistant duck master, and I want you all to know there are some things you can do besides see the duck mark. Number one, you can visit the Peabody Skyway. If you push S on the elevator, it'll take you to the Skyway room. If you exit to the right, you'll have an excellent view of the city of Memphis. And if you look to the left, you will see a large mansion facade. If you go around it, you'll see the newly renovated Peabody Duck House. As many have called it, Duckingham's house. If you take a left off the Skyway route, you'll see the famous Skyway Ballroom. And it's been host to many of the greatest big bands over the years. The Peabody Hotel began its long history in 1869. A few blocks from here on Main and Monroe. It was built by Robert C. Brinkley. It's called Peabody because George Peabody, a generous humanitarian, often called the father of modern philanthropy, was his best friend. And he died shortly after the grand opening, so it was unselfishly named after him. It's stayed there for 54 years, but closed its doors in 1923. And the Peabody Hotel was rebuilt here by September the 1st, 1925, just under a $5 million budget. Now, what about the ducks? First of all, folks, I must tell you that these ducks are tenured. They get no vacation days. However, they do go into mandatory duck retirement after 3 short months. After that time, they're free to go back to a preserve close to where they were raised, to live out their little duck lives in peace and harmony. The ducks you see here, they've been with me just a little over a week now. And they're still a little unseasoned. But I've learned one thing, folks, whether a duck has been here 1 day or 3 months, you never ever take a duck for granted. Things do happen. This tradition started in 1932 when the general manager Frank Shutt and his best friend Chip Barry were returning from a duck hunting trip in Arkansas. They had been drinking some Tennessee sipping whiskey. Today we call it Jack Daniels. Needless to say, they got a little tipsy and decided to play a little joke on the guests. They took some of their live English decoy call ducks, put them in a lobby fountain, and left to sleep it off. Returning some hours later, to their surprise and to the amusement of the guests, the ducks were still there. Thus began a tradition that has continued to this very day. But I must add, the road was not always so smooth, because in 1939, the use of live decoy call ducks was outlawed. And the Peabody Hotel was left facing a dilemma: how to continue the tradition. Eventually, they met Mr. Edward Pembroke, who had retired from Ringling Brothers and Bonner Bay Service. They challenged him to take $5 million. One male we called a drink. 4 females we called in. Trained them to come from the Royal Duck Mansion across the skyway roof into the elevator, across the red carpet, into the lobby fountain, and to remain there until 5 p.m. Well, I can assure you folks, therein lies the challenge. When Mr. Pembroke took up that challenge, and not only that, became duck master for more than 50 years, even appearing on the Johnny Carson show. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But we definitely owe him many things. Now, folks, before I simply take my little duckies up, I have the rare pleasure of introducing my honorary for today. I'd like to call up Miss Alex Kreutzmann. Come on up here, Alex. Let's give her a hand. Folks, I don't have to tell you that this is indeed a very solemn ceremony. Whereas the dead in march of the world-famous Peabody Duck is a time-honored tradition begun in the 1930s and witnessed by countless individuals. And whereas the care and protection of the Peabody Duck only falls on the shoulders of those of high moral character and integrity. And because Alex is a young lady of high moral character and integrity, by the power invested in me by the Peabody Hotel, I now pronounce her honorary Keeper of the Ducks on this day. And in Alex's honor, she will receive the exclusive Peabody Ducky Proclamation. And last but not least, Alex will receive the exclusive Peabody Duckmaster Ducky. Just back a little bit. I need that circular. Just still back there. Just follow me. If everything goes well. Oh, I'm ready for anything. I've been doing this long enough. Let's get ready. Let's get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's get ready.
good evening, and your attention, please. Welcome to the historic Peabody Hotel.
Let's get ready.
At the center of the grand lobby,
Get ready.
where the Mississippi Delta has been set,
Get ready.
stands the classic Peabody fountain, carved from
Folks, they need the full red carpet. These are killer ducks.
The fountain is better known to us over because of its residents. If I may direct your attention to the fountain now, you will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel. An experience uniquely yours
Get ready.
as guests of the Peabody. Preparing to return to their penthouse on the plantation roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks.
Let's go. 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 It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
This is the Duck Palace at the Peabody Hotel in Memphis. This is where the ducks stay. We're in Memphis, Tennessee on Beale Street. This is the statue to W.C. Handy.
And we
This is the Clinton Presidential Library in Little Rock. This is the Clinton Oval Office. This is the Arkansas River from the Clinton Library.